Okay, hello, you're welcome to Soundtrust Teachers channel on YouTube. Now in this video, we want to apply the laws of indices we just learned in our previous video. Okay, so I discussed the 6 of them in 2 different videos, one for the first 3 and the other for the other 3. Okay, so in this video, we'll be talking about, we'll try to simplify each of these expressions using what we learned earlier. All right, okay, very nice. So we start with the first example. Well, we are having 2 times y raised to the power of 3. So the product raised to the 3rd power. Now, when we were discussing this, number 4, that when we have 2 numbers, being multiplied together and being raised to a single power like this, it is the same as having each of these to the same power, alright? So that means that here I can rewrite this to be 2 to the power 3 times y to power 3, that is just a to power m times b to power m, that is a times b all raised to power m. So if you observe, it is the same thing here, right? You know, 2y is just like saying 2 times y. Well, here we see that 2 to power 3, this one, 2 to power 3 is 8, and y to power 3 just remains y to power 3, and this is a nice place to stop for the first question. Very simple, right? Okay. So we go back to the second question, still using the same law number 4. Well, here we have it that 2 over 3 times x raised to power 2. So we can see this as the first part, which is 2 over 3. So we'll just rewrite that as 2 over 3. And since this is just a product of 2 different terms, alright, let me just put it that way as 2 different terms. That means we're going to raise this to power 2. And again, we multiply it with x. In fact, let me just put the x at 1. X raised to power 2, right? Just like splitting the power to everything inside the bracket, because since they are just products, okay, not sum. It does not work for sum, right? Okay, so this is 2 to power 2 is going to give us 4. Well, let me just apply another rule immediately. Whenever we have, let me just put this down. A over b raised to power m, alright, it is the same as a raised to power m divided by b raised to power m, alright. So in case where we have b here to be a fraction, just 1 over b or 1 over any number. So this is just something for you to note. So this right here, this one, will give us 2 to power 2, just like when we have a over b raised to power m and so on. So that will be 2 to power 2 divided by 3 to power 2. Then we multiply it with x squared. So 2 to power 2 here is going to be 4. Then 3 to power 2 here is going to be 9. And then we just put down the x squared like that, right? And this right here is a nice place to stop for the second question, alright? Okay. Now over to the third question. Well, we have 49 over x squared raised to the power of 1 over 2. When we were discussing the law number 6, we talked about in the power we are just having a fraction, just like in the question here. In the numerator of the fraction we are having n, which is just like saying the power of that number or that term, alright? And the denominator of the fraction we are going to have it to be the root. So here I'm just going to use it wisely. Here in the denominator we are having 2, so that will just be square root. So there is no point putting 2 again, alright? Then we're going to write down the term, that is 49 over x. And again, I will raise that to power 1. Alright? So the 1 here, which is like n here, and then the denominator, which is m, that's the mth root. Here is the square root. So since this is just to power 1, in fact, it is the same thing as like that without showing that it is power 1, alright? Well, I would like to, since this is just a fraction, maybe from here, I would like to let you know that this, can be written as this. Oh, this is just x squared. Sorry, I didn't remember to put the square. So this is just the same thing as this, alright? But you see that this is 1 over 2, okay, like that is just m, without this showing that m is a fraction. M here is just a constant, okay, it just shows constant. So with this m, we can take it to the top or we can take it to the bottom. So that will be a raised to power m divided by b raised to power m. So maybe I can just put it down as 49 raised to power of m, which is 1 over 2 in this case, divided by x squared raised to power of m, which is 1 over 2 in this case, alright? So you see here that we just like saying square root of 49 divided by square root of x squared, alright? Talking about the law number 6, which is just this one. So I want to show you that whenever we're having the square root of the quotient or the fraction, okay, it is the square root of the top divided by the square root of the bottom, like this, right? Okay, so we know that the square root of 49 is equal to 7, and then that is the square root of 49, and the square root of x squared is just x. So this right here is the result we get. Okay, that's very nice. Okay, so to the number 4 question, well, on this side we're just going to have something nice. Maybe just put it down. 9x squared times y to the power 4. Then inside the bracket, you know, this is power 2. So we're going to split that to everybody in the bracket. That will be, let me just put down the bracket. So this should be x squared. Then you square that. Remember, whenever we're having product of some terms, that is x times y. This is x squared times y, sorry. Then we're just going to take the first term to power m times the second term to power m. Okay, so that means the first term, which is x squared, to power m, which is 2. So the first term, which is x squared, to 2, times the second term, which is just y, to that same power 2. Okay, very nice. So here we're going to evaluate everybody here. We're going to have 9x squared times y to the 4th power, and this is x 2 to power 2, alright? That is x to power 2. And the result is being raised to power 2. Well, whenever we're having a to power m, and that is being raised to power n, we just multiply the powers. So here we are going to multiply these 2 times 2. That will give us 4. So that's just like saying x to power 4. And this is times y. Maybe just put it down to show it's a multiplication. Times y to power 2. Okay, so all in all, we're going to have, well, maybe let me just, okay, let me write this down here. 9x squared y to the power 4 times x to the power 4 times y to the power 2. Okay, so that is, I'm just rewriting what I'm cleaning now. Okay, because I still need a little bit of a space. Now we are going to go ahead and group the terms together. This is 9. Okay, so this is x squared and this is x to the power 4. So maybe I just put this down. X squared times x to the power 4, and then times, well, this is y to the power 4, and again this is y to the power 2. So let me just put that down. Y to the power 4 times y to the power 2. I'm actually doing this because I want to get this form where when we multiply same bases, we just add the powers, alright? Okay. When we multiply two numbers which has powers, okay, we just add the powers, provided that the bases of those numbers are the same. So this is 9 times, well, x here, so we just add the powers. 2 plus 4, that will be x raised to the power of 6, right? And again, we talk about times y raised to the power of 4. So that is going to be 4 plus 2. That is going to be y raised to the power of 6. Right? So maybe we can rewrite everything as 9x raised to the power of 6 times y raised to the power of 6. And that right there is very nice. Alright? Okay, thanks for watching and please subscribe to this channel.